Just ahead on CTV News.
A local tragedy could soon lead to change in Prince George's County. I'm Anaya Falcon. Coming up, I'll share the new bill that was introduced and how it will make a difference for missing person cases.
And
dozens of people gather on a lawyer's mall in Annapolis today. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you why coming up on CTV News.
plus, why another government shutdown could be looming and what it could mean for you. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for February 10th. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us.
Councilwoman Juanita Fisher introduced a new law today aimed at removing barriers when families report a loved one missing.
CTV's Anaya Falcon shares how DaCara's Roses Law honors DaCara Thompson and aims to make a difference in missing persons cases.
Councilmember Juanita Fisher introduced legislation today that would honor DaCara Thompson, a 19-year-old Prince George's County woman who was missing and found dead in August of last year.
She would love this. She would love this. She committed her life to service, so this is us doing our part on her behalf. In her absence.
This legislation puts in our code that there's no wait time to file a missing person. That has already been the rule in Prince George's County, but it makes it the law for certain, and it helps anchor an educational campaign around missing Black girls and women through our health department.
A move that will give more resources to families searching for loved ones and clear up misinformation.
When we went out to the community, a lot of people thought they had to wait to file a missing persons report. It was very strange. And then what the family had to go through with resources, right, which the health department will help with, right, printing flyers, organizing yourself. How do you do a search?
And DaCara Thompson's mother says if this legislation is passed, it will act as a source of healing for her.
I'm elated that we can turn this pain into purpose. So if we can bring more awareness to the procedures in which the county takes to start searching for missing persons, and if it can increase finding, more people faster, I think this will be a great bill.
The Prince George's County Sheriff says the DaCara Rose Law will be beneficial in more ways than one.
It definitely will make our job easy because you need to know exactly what information, what type of clothing is the last time you saw this person, where should they be, what type of telephone numbers, addresses. These is critical moments at that moment in time when somebody is missing for us to try to address and locate somebody.
Now, Council Chair Crystal Oriatha says she's working to fast track this bill and they hope to vote on it by March. In Largo, I'm Anaya Falcon, CTV News.
Thanks, Anaya, for that story. Officials say DaCara Thompson's missing persons report was filed with no delay. But Thompson's mom says for someone who doesn't have as much support as they do, this bill could be a tremendous help.
We have an update into the fatal house fire in Chilham over the weekend. A second victim has now died from their injuries. The fire happened in the basement of a home located at the 900 block of Somerset Place. 2 men and a woman were pulled out and rushed to the hospital. The woman died from her injuries later that day, and the last victim is still in the hospital in critical condition. An investigation into the cause of the fire is still ongoing.
Prince George's County Fire and EMS crews were running around the DMV on Friday, battling 4 fires in the span of 5 hours. The first one was at a building in Laurel, then they put out a car fire in Bladensburg, then headed back to Laurel to put out a house fire. The last fire of the day took place at a home in Woodmore. All fires were put out with no injuries. A 16-year-old boy was shot inside of Thomas S. Wooten High School in Rockville yesterday, and another 16-year-old boy is now in custody. The Montgomery County Police Department responded to a report of shots being fired at 2:15 p.m. and found the victim in a hallway inside the school. That student was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Police are still investigating the motive. Rockville Police Chief Jason West said in a presser on Monday that MCPD is working with the Montgomery County State's Attorney's Office in regards to charges for the student in custody.
I was shocked. So I tried to get home as soon as possible.
You don't think it's going to happen to your school, but it happened here. So, but That's the reality.
Nothing's ever enough information in a situation like this, but I feel like they're obviously under very intense stress, so
Dealing with a lot.
yeah, so I don't hold it against them at this point.
The suspect's bond hearing is set for tomorrow at 1 p.m.
And Montgomery County Police responded to a reported assault near the Silver Spring Metro Station yesterday evening around 6 p.m. Police say it involved at least 20 juveniles, with 3 found suffering from stab wounds. They were taken to hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries, and County Fire and Rescue spokesperson Peter Perringer said a 4th person was injured but declined further medical treatment. A juvenile suspect is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
Community members and healthcare advocates rallied in Annapolis this morning.
The group wants to shed a light on the state's drug overdose crisis while also supporting people dealing with addiction. CTV's Katara Jones is standing by with more.
That's right. For the past several years now, Maryland has been working to get a handle on its fatal drug overdose numbers, and new data shows that they are making some headway.
Addiction is a chronic health condition.
Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller hosted the 2nd annual Overdose Prevention Advocacy Day rally in Annapolis. Organizers say the goal is to bring awareness to substance abuse disorder in the state.
We're putting federal, state, and opioid settlement dollars back into communities, backing frontline organizations, and defending evidence-based practice that saves lives.
The state recorded more than 1,300 fatal overdoses in 2025. That's a 53% decrease from 2021.
Someone with a substance use disorder looks like me, it looks like you, they can come from anywhere, and we all do know someone who has been touched by this. There are really great people working very, very hard to make sure that everyone has equitable access to care and the treatment that they need, and that they're supported in the recovery.
Now, if you are struggling with addiction, you can call or text the number 988 to get support. Katara Jones, CTV News.
And for more details on the state's efforts, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov.
Well, Maryland's House Speaker laid out major legislative priorities during a press conference today. CTV News has the latest. At a press conference today, Maryland House Speaker Jocelyn Pena-Milnick, alongside her leadership team, addressed legislative priorities, including legislation that would ban 287G agreements, partnerships that allow local law enforcement to work directly with federal immigration authorities. The bill has already passed the House. Some local law enforcement leaders have called on the governor to veto the bill, but when asked about if the team is confident the governor would sign the bill, here's what they had to say.
They were on notice because we passed this bill out of the House last year that a repeal of these agreements was coming, and we do believe that all of the evidence is now on our side, that this is 100% in the direction of public safety.
I have spoken with the governor, and he has stated that he will sign it.
The team also provided an update on Maryland's budget, acknowledging lawmakers' commitment to funding child care scholarships.
Some of the big issues that we see in the budget that we will be taking a look at, which also meet the Speaker's directive of accountability, affordability, and protecting vulnerable citizens, include the CEF, right? So there's still a $100 million fund balance in CEF. I think, and we think, and the Speaker thinks that we can address affordability issues with some of that fund balance in CEF, not just affecting affordability issues for low-income Marylanders in their utility bills, but also tackling the CEF's charge of climate solutions.
Another topic drawing attention, redistricting. The House Speaker confirmed lawmakers are continuing to support the redistricting bill that has already passed in the House, although it has gotten pushback from Senate President Bill Ferguson.
I have spoken with the Senate President, right, and I have been very respectful, and my hope and prayers is that they pass the bills.
Meanwhile, Governor Wes Moore is set to deliver his State of the State address Wednesday, his 4th State of the State address as governor. And the State of the State address begins tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern.
All right, buckle up. We could be headed for another partial government shutdown. The U.S. Senate only has a few more days left for lawmakers to agree on reforms for the Department of Homeland Security. The 2-week continuing resolution for DHS that was approved last week expires this Friday. If no new legislation is approved by the end of the week, another partial shutdown will begin, this time affecting DHS agencies like FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard. You're watching CTV News. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, a week of snow days and delays had school districts scrambling for a solution to make up days missed.
After the break, find out why the school system are receiving backlash for the makeup days selected. Back in a moment.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it. Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
Welcome back. We now turn to a story about a local woman who was rescued over the weekend after being trapped underneath her car. Scary moments here. On your screen is a picture of when first responders found the car off the road early Sunday morning. This was near Outer Loop 495 at Temple Hills Road. The vehicle was surrounded by ice and the woman had been ejected after crashing. Crews moved quickly to remove the ice and to get to the woman. She was then rushed to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Meanwhile, Montgomery and Prince George's County school leaders are facing backlash after scheduling a snow makeup day on a major Muslim holiday. Both districts plan to hold classes on March 20th, which falls on Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan. Officials say students observing the holiday will receive excused absences, but some parents and county leaders argue that doesn't go far enough, saying families shouldn't have to choose between faith and school. And earlier today, Case Munyane received a proclamation from the Prince George's County Council for her success as the first Black mayor of Cheverly. She has held the seat since June of 2021 and is known as the mayor that gets things done. She has been a proactive planner, remaining consistent in community engagement efforts. She's also empowered entrepreneurs with business incubators, and she says that she is happy to serve and it's important to help others.
When I set out to do the work of the town, I just wanted to do right by my people and right by my town. I wasn't really trying to make history. That sort of happened in the happenstance of that. And so we are all every day making history in somebody's life. So just try to make sure you show up for other people. Thank you.
In life, there's a saying we all deserve a second chance. Today, those who were incarcerated at Prince George's County Department of Corrections were able to get that second chance by being baptized. Inside the jail today, it felt like a church. There was singing, praising, and worship. 54 people, including 16 women and 38 men, were baptized.
It's a blessing to be baptized today. I'm excited, I feel like a new person, and I'm glad to be here.
I was questioning everything at first, not knowing if this was something I was going to do while incarcerated, but I felt like this was the best time than ever. So I took a leap of faith and I did it.
Chaplain Keith Lynch says for the past 2 years they've been having church with those behind bars, but he knew it was important for those who were intending to take the next step for their faith.
So the first phase was to get them to be able to come to church. The second thing was to get them to repent. This is the third phase of getting them baptized. And then number 4, we're going to start doing communion.
This was actually a first for the Prince George's County Department of Corrections. A few churches even donated their pools for the occasion.
So many of our people in the Department of Corrections, they haven't been baptized. They don't know Christ. And for God to come down and touch them and for them to go into the waters of baptism and come up a new creation, it does a lot for them.
Talika Brown says it was an emotional experience as she witnessed some of her peers in tears. Going forward, she says she is committed to changing her life for the better.
Well, I'm definitely going to become closer with God. I'm going to pray more and do things that I need to do to get closer to Him, but just working really hard to get my second chance and to go home.
And the pastors tell me they're hoping to have another baptism in the next few months.
The National Governors Association announced today that they are canceling their formal meeting with the governors that was scheduled to be held at the White House later this month. This comes after President Donald Trump excluded several Democratic governors, including Governor Wes Moore, and only invited Republican governors. The bipartisan gathering typically includes a working session with the president and a formal dinner. The White House says the president has discretion over invitations.
The Maryland House of Delegates recently voted to set new limits on the use of customer dollars to pay salaries for employees of investor-owned utilities. House Bill 1, the first piece of energy legislation, was approved in the 2026 General Assembly to address high electric bills in the state and across the region. But it's unclear how much customer relief the bill could actually provide. The bill would affect only states' investor-owned utilities, which include Exelon Companies, Baltimore Gas and Electric, Delmarva Power, and Pepco. And construction projects throughout the University of Maryland's campus will be wrapping up soon. The Purple Line is now 87% complete and will begin test runs later this month. The engineering department's new hall, named after Stanley R. Zupnick, is set to be complete by June. The Leonardtown Graduate Housing Building is 80 to 85% complete, with an opening date set for August 15th. Plans for the Health and Human Sciences Complex building are almost finished, with construction expected to finish by 2028.
Well, if you live in the region and care about the environment, you may have known for a while that the Chesapeake Bay region is sinking 0.4 to 3 millimeters per year. An extensive new study led by Virginia Tech is highlighting how sinking land can worsen the effects of relative sea level rise. Rising sea levels leads to more frequent and intense coastal flooding, loss of coastal habitats like marshes, and even saltwater contamination of drinking water. But some of the possible solutions include coastal resilience projects, infrastructure upgrades, and environmental restoration.
Lovebirds, listen up. Valentine's Day is this Saturday, and if you have no idea where to start or how to stay on budget, you really want to pay attention. According to the National Retail Federation, Americans are expected to spend $29 billion on the most romantic day of the year. That's about $200 per person. Most people are shopping for traditional Valentine's Day cards, chocolate, jewelry, and of course, flowers. Experts say get the most bang for your buck. You can purchase flowers from the grocery store and think about having your intimate meal the day before or after the holiday. That's some really good advice right there. And still to come on CTV News, it's Safer Internet Day.
After the break, we're joined by a cybersecurity specialist to discuss the many issues that come with using the World Wide Web. Stay with us.
Every minute, 20 people in the United States experience physical abuse from an intimate partner. But domestic violence goes beyond abuse.
I stand for kids growing up in safe, loving homes.
It's not always a partner. It can also be family.
Yo apoyo a las familias fuertes y a las comunidades fuertes.
Abuse can be emotional, verbal, and financial.
I stand for every survivor finding support and justice.
I stand for justice that protects and empowers.
I stand for teaching the next generation that love is never abuse.
We stand united against domestic violence.
Break the silence, break the cycle.
Today is Safer Internet Day, a global reminder that staying safe online is more important now than ever. This worldwide initiative educates people about issues ranging from scams, hacked accounts, and identity theft.
So what steps can residents take to better protect their personal information? Joining us now to share some tips and advice is our cybersecurity expert, Dr. Caleb Charles. Dr. Charles, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So when we talk about online safety, what exactly does that mean for us in 2026?
Online safety in 2026 means one, being able to control your information, as well as being able to understand your posture when you are on the internet. And a new vector that has really complicated things is the component of AI now being part of the overall game when it comes to internet safety.
And are there specific types of crimes you're seeing more often, especially in Prince George's County?
Yeah, so we have crimes with impersonation. One of the key things, especially with the new AI tools that are in place where you could impersonate someone's voice, that someone will call in as a loved one, stating that they are in trouble, they need some money, and basically asking individuals to send the money to a particular location so they could fix the issue that they are part of. And something that we saw early on, that politicians and high-end officials would have what is known as a code word. This is where a person would have a code word with a family member. So when a request came in, they would use that particular code word. But that has been a practice that regular families are actually doing now as well, to defend against impersonation attacks and things of that nature.
Now, I recently saw a commercial for Ring, and they mentioned a feature called Search Party. I'm not sure if you're aware of that commercial, but do smart devices like Alexa and Siri and Ring make us more vulnerable?
They definitely do. As I stated, privacy is a big issue that we've been contending with. And research has showed that your remote control, Alexa, listens to about 10 to 15% of your conversation per day as part of regular practice and working the algorithm. And with that being said, personal information can leak into that particular practice. Same thing with the Ring. Again, it is constantly viewing what is going on. And again, that kind of information is being collected, and individuals just taking a walk or maybe conversing with a neighbor might be construed the wrong way because, again, the video is constantly being captured.
And it's no secret that seniors a lot of times are the target for a lot of these crimes. So what would you tell someone who's 65 and older to be aware of?
One, if it seems fishy, then definitely ask questions. One of the biggest issues with seniors are in dating. There's dating apps, and you have individuals that will approach them. So again, if it seems a little too authentic, if there's some red flags, you definitely want to question. You definitely want to speak with family members, again, to just get some additional opinions. But constant conversation, and if it seems fishy, then you should go with your gut feeling. If you see any type of red flags, then you should pause, think, and then move, is what we always recommend.
And what is the biggest message that you want people to remember on Safer Internet Day?
Safer Internet Day, celebrated second Tuesday of February every year. And again, it's great to bring this awareness on this particular day, especially with the statistics pertaining to security and privacy. But we should treat Safer Internet Day like it's every day, due to the scams, the issues that we're facing. And again, with AI being part of our ecosystem now, things are becoming much harder to determine. So again, treat every day like Safer Internet Day will definitely make your life a lot more safer and private.
And Dr. Charles, thank you for taking time to speak with us today.
And thank you for having me.
All right, don't go away just yet. It's almost time for our Tuesday Sports Page.
And I hear we have some exciting news from the Bowie State Bulldogs. What's going on, Simon?
Stay tuned for your Tuesday Sports Page, guys, as the head coach of the Bowie State football team was introduced today. Find out what he had to say when we come back.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life, and you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut. Type 2, take 2.
Action. You've been diagnosed with a new purpose, to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself, to look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
What's going on, CTV Sports family? It's time for your Tuesday Sports Page. First up, there'll be some high school basketball teams taking the court tonight. Starting with the girls, Sarasville will face off against College Park Academy. Central will try to grab their second win of the season in their game against CMIT South. And lastly, the Lady Hornets of Fairmont Heights will be in Temple Hills tonight going up against Crossland. And on the boys' side of things, Siouxland will host Bladensburg. The Potomac Wolverines will defend home turf also against Gwynn Park. And finally, Wise will square off versus Laurel. In other news, as I reported last week, the Bowie State football team hired their next head football coach in Dawson Odoms. Odoms was previously at Norfolk State before joining the Black and Gold. Odoms' introductory press conference was held earlier today, where he expressed what his goals are now that he's a Bulldog.
When I was on this journey, I was looking for the right people to be a part of. In each round, it became clearer to me what my mission and what my purpose was if I was chosen to be the head coach of Bowie State. And I come here with an opportunity to impact and to love and care about the people of this university and work with the individuals to continue to develop and grow beyond the grounds of Bowie State.
Definitely hoping Coach Odoms can bring that winning culture back to Bowie State. Meantime, the UMD women's lacrosse team season is officially underway. And this season, Maryland feels like they have something to prove, as the team feels like they have unfinished business stemming from last season. The Lady Terps fell to the University of Pennsylvania in the second round of the NCAA tournament last season in a double overtime thriller. And defender Kennedy Major told me what she wants to see out of this 2026 Lady Terps team to make sure they make it even farther than they did last season.
I think the most important part is just building upon each practice, each game. I feel like last year we kind of went backwards a few games and that resulted in 1-goal losses. So I think just making sure we're building on each game, that we're continuing to get better rather than going backwards, and making sure that we're all encouraging one another even though things might not always go our way.
Maryland will suit up for the second game of the season against Virginia on Saturday. And that wraps up your Tuesday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, we'll get some isolated showers between 9 p.m. and midnight. Tomorrow's going to be just as warm as today. Expect a high of 44. Thursday will be partly sunny with a high of 39 and a low of 25. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 41 to kick off the weekend.
And for our community calendar, this Friday, if you're looking to listen to some smooth soul and classic R&B with a special someone for Valentine's weekend, the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts is hosting a tribute to the music of Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye, and Luther Vandross. Doors open at 6 and the concert begins at 7 p.m. For more information or tickets, you can visit bowiecenter.org.
And have a story to tell? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line.
You can give us a call at 301-386-4085, or you can send us an email to ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing directly from you.
All right, that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We're going to see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.